You work hard. You feel like you're always running around trying to keep up with your bills, and yet there never seems to be enough money. Have you ever felt this way? Maybe your problem isn't how much you earn, but how you're spending it, without realizing it. Sometimes the biggest enemy of your financial freedom isn't a big debt, but rather small leaks in your budget. Those silly expenses that seem harmless, but when added together are draining your energy and your future. And the worst part? All of this happens so subtly that you don't even notice. Today I'm going to show you exactly where these mistakes are hidden, why you're spending the wrong money, and most importantly, how to fix it now. With simple changes, you can start transforming your financial life today. Let's get straight to the point. Have you ever gotten to the end of the month feeling like your money has simply evaporated? You look at your statement and don't see any crazy purchases, but still, where's your salary? This is more common than you might think. Thousands of people live a silent cycle. They earn money, pay bills, make small purchases here and there, and without realizing it, they are always broke or in debt. The problem lies in what I call invisible expenses. They don't scream at your pocket, but they eat away at the edges. A cup of coffee every day, a subscription you don't even use, an irresistible promotion you didn't even need. Sound familiar? And when you try to cut expenses, you start with the big things like rent or a car, but you ignore the real villain. The financial habits that seem harmless but sabotage your finances every day. The truth is that you are not broke. You are being drained little by little. And most people only realize this when it is too late. But today, you will learn to see what few can. You will understand what is really preventing you from growing, and how to change it with clarity and awareness. Correcting this starts with a simple step: awareness. You need to see where money is leaking out, even if it's just a trickle. And then, implement small changes that will have a big impact on your financial future. In this video, you'll discover what are the silent expenses that drain your money without you realizing it, how marketing convinces you to buy things you don't need, and how to protect yourself from it, the daily habits that sabotage your financial progress, and most importantly, how to create a clear and functional plan to correct these mistakes right now. It doesn't matter if you earn a little or a lot. What matters is what you do with what you earn, and today you'll learn how to use this to your advantage. And using this to your advantage starts by identifying one of the worst saboteurs of your pocket: silent expenses. They're small, almost invisible. A delivery here, a subscription app. There, that today-only fast food deal. $12, $25, $30. In isolation, they seem insignificant. But when you add up your expenses at the end of the month or year, you realize that you spent thousands of dollars on things you didn't even remember buying. These amounts, often called phantom expenses, don't seem like a problem at the time, but they slowly accumulate. And while you think you need to earn more money, the truth is that you just need to stop wasting what you already earn. A good exercise is to review the last 3 months of your bank statement. You'll be surprised at the number of repeated small and useless amounts that you no longer even notice. What's worse, many of these expenses have become routine. They no longer bring you pleasure, they're not urgent, but they're still there, acting as a constant hole in your financial bucket. The first step is simple: awareness. The second, cut out what doesn't add up, and the third comes now. And if cutting out what doesn't add value is already difficult, resisting promotions is even harder. We are surrounded by ads saying, "Today only, last items, you deserve this now." It's marketing putting pressure on your emotions to make you buy without thinking. And do you know what's even more dangerous? These offers aren't always lies, but that doesn't mean you need them. Buying something with a 50% discount that you don't need yet is throwing 50% of your money away. And often, the urgency created by the promotion triggers in you the fear of missing out, the famous FOMO, fear of missing out. But what are you really losing? Financial stability, clarity, freedom. All of this for an impulse purchase that gives you 15 minutes of pleasure and weeks of regret. Before falling for any promotion, ask yourself a simple question: would I buy this at full price? Do I need it right now? Most of the time, the honest answer will make you close the browser tab, and every time you say no to impulse, you say yes to your freedom. Now that we've talked about external marketing, let's look at an even more subtle enemy, internal emotional marketing. Do you know what's even stronger than advertising? Your emotions trying to justify the purchase. In practice, you don't buy things, you buy sensations, a new pair of sneakers to feel more confident, a modern cell phone to feel included, an expensive dinner to feel valued. And when you're tired, frustrated, or sad, your brain seeks quick rewards. The purchase becomes a momentary relief, a type of emotional anesthesia. But this anesthesia has a price, and the bill arrives, sometimes on your card, sometimes in your peace of mind. That's why it's essential to understand your triggers. Ask yourself, am I buying because I need it or because I want to feel better now? A good practice is the waiting time. Leave the purchase in the cart for 24 hours. The next day, the emotion has already passed, and the decision tends to be more rational. You need to take control. It's not about depriving yourself, but about choosing consciously. Because when you control your emotions, you also start to control your money. But there is a type of spending that is even more sneaky, that doesn't even depend on emotion or impulse. It happens on its own. Let's talk about that now. Not all spending is your decision. Some simply happen every month without you noticing. Subscriptions that you no longer use, apps that renew themselves, loyalty clubs that seemed like a good idea but were never taken advantage of. These are the invisible automatic expenses which eat away at your budget like a silent leak. You know that feeling of my money is gone? Many times it's not gone. It was debited while you didn't even remember. Do an exercise right now. Open your bank app and look at the last 60 days. You'll probably find recurring debts that you didn't even know were still active. And the worst part is that because they're small, $10 here, $20 there, they don't seem threatening. But over the course of a year, they can add up to hundreds or even thousands of dollars wasted. Want immediate financial relief? Canceling anything that's non-essential or that you don't use often today. This simple step will bring clarity, control, and even that good feeling of money reappearing. Now that we've eliminated the silent drain on your money, let's look at something more dangerous. Living beyond your means. Once you've cut out the invisible expenses, an even bigger challenge arises. The overly visible expenses, the ones that increase along with your salary. You earn more and spend more. You upgrade your car, sign up for more services, order more delivery, buy better clothes. This is what we call lifestyle inflation. And the problem isn't improving your life. The problem is that if everything that comes in goes out, or worse, if more goes out than comes in, you're stuck in the same place. Only with new clothes and more bills. This prevents you from building up savings, investing, saying no to a bad job. You're earning more, but you're still a hostage to the next paycheck. The solution? Set limits, even when you're earning well. Instead of increasing your standard of living every time your income grows, increase the amount you spend on investments and goals. The truly rich are not those who show off, but those who have freedom. And this freedom begins when you stop spending to appear and start saving to be. But why is it so hard to control all this? Many times it's because we don't even know where we're going with our money. Have you ever tried to save money but ended up spending it all without knowing how? This happens because money without purpose slips through your fingers. If you don't know why you're saving, any promotion seems like an opportunity, any dinner becomes a I deserve it, and any small payment becomes a I won't miss it. But money needs a destination. Saving for the sake of saving is like running without knowing where you want to go. It gets tiring, and you end up giving up. Now imagine the opposite. You have a goal. Buy your house. Pay off all your debts. Have $10,000 saved in 12 months. Every choice becomes a step. Every no you say to a superfluous expense becomes a yes to your freedom. Create specific, measurable goals with a deadline. Don't just say, I want to save. Say, I'm going to save $300 a month for a year to start my business. This way, your money stops being random and starts working for you. Now that you have a goal, it's time to take action. In the next step, we'll put together a simple and straightforward plan to adjust your spending and regain control today. Now that you understand why money is slipping away, it's time to take concrete action. Let's put together a simple action plan in 3 practical steps that you can start today. Step 1. Quick diagnosis. Grab a pen and paper, or your Notes app, and list all of your fixed and variable expenses from the last month. Include absolutely everything, even your coffee. You'll be surprised to see where your money is going. Step 2. Cut and redirect. Now mark what's essential, what's superfluous, and what can be renegotiated. Subscription services you don't use, impulse purchases, hidden bank fees, all of these go on the cut list. Then define how much of this saved amount will be redirected to your goals. Example: I'm going to cut $150 a month and put it in an emergency fund. Step 3. Bucket method. Divide your income into 3 parts, 70% for living, housing, food, transportation, 20% for goals, debts, savings, investments, 10% for freedom, leisure, small, guilt-free pleasures. This gives you clarity and balance. You live, progress, and allow yourself. But remember, there is no perfect plan. There are plans that you start. The important thing is to put it into practice and adjust along the way. With each passing week, you gain more control, more confidence, and more results. And do you know what's best? The feeling of finally being in control of your money instead of living at its mercy changes everything. You don't have to wait for Monday or your next paycheck. You can start today. Now. With what you have. And if you still have any doubts about whether it's worth it, take a deep breath. Because in the next chapter, I'll remind you why this journey is worth every effort. You've already taken a huge step. You've acknowledged your mistakes, understood the problem, and learned how to act. But now comes the hardest part. Maintaining. Consistency. You might think, but it's so little. What will change if I save $100 a month? And the answer is everything. Because it's not about the amount. It's about the habit. It's about taking control of your financial life. It's about committing to a future where you don't live in fear of next month's bill. Every dollar saved consciously is a vote you give for your own freedom. Every smart decision today is one less problem tomorrow. Remember, there's no such thing as the perfect moment. There's the moment when you decide that enough is enough. Enough of living on the edge. Enough of spending without thinking. No more feeling guilty every time you look at your account. If you've made it this far, it's because deep down, you've already decided to change, and that, in itself, is powerful. In the next and final chapter, we'll take the final step together, transforming this decision into a life mission. Starting today, you're no longer a hostage to your spending. You're the pilot of your financial life. No matter where you are right now, in debt, with zero money, or simply lost, what defines your future is not the past. It's what you do from now on. You have the power to say no to pointless consumption, to say yes to your plan, to walk step by step towards your freedom. Remember, every millionaire once had $0. The difference is that he started, and you've just started too. So here's my invitation. Like this video if it helped you in any way, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and comment below. What's the first step you're going to take today to fix your spending? Subscribe to the channel, because every week there's a new video to help you on this journey. And never forget, well-managed money transforms lives, and yours is next.